All right. Next up, Auburn LSU. We go to the SEC. LSU 11.5 point home favorite, 61.5 the total here in this game. You know me with look LSU with a point spread cover. They clearly did not deserve, as we talked about against Missouri last week. I'm not laying double digits with this team. The defense is still an absolute mess. They won in spite of it just because their own offense is so powerful with Jaden Daniels that they can bail out that bad defense. They couldn't do it against Ole Miss, but they were able to do it. And really, they did it against Arkansas, too, where Jaden Daniels and that offense is just so good they were able to bail out that awful defense. And they did it against Missouri as well in that game, although they did get the pick six, but that was kind of a forced throw by Brady Cook, backed up in inside his own 20, needing points there at the end. And I wouldn't give LSU's defense too much credit for making that play. Auburn now, they're off a bye week, so it's an advantage for Hugh Freeze, and I definitely like him more than Brian Kelly. I will say that. I'm not saying I'm going to take Auburn here, but you do have to give them some respect for 27-20 against Georgia, losing only by 7, really being right into that game until, Brock Bowers breaks loose and scores that game-winning touchdown with under 3 minutes to go. I mean, Auburn was right there with Georgia a couple weeks ago, so I'm definitely leaning to the Auburn side off a bye week as well. The one concern would be, this is a step down a little bit for this bad LSU. For as bad as the LSU defense is, Auburn's offense isn't as good as Missouri or Ole Miss. So it's going to be a little bit of an easier matchup for this LSU defense, but I still don't trust them. It'll be interesting to see who Hugh Freeze turns to at quarterback here. I think it'll be Peyton Thorne because, he played all right against Georgia. Played well enough that I think he's going to get the opportunity here to start against LSU. So, again, Auburn off a bye week and extra time to prepare with a coach that I think's got a little bit of an advantage because I like Freeze a little bit more than I like Kelly right now. Not saying I'll take Auburn, but I'm at the very least leaning that way. The total's tough because LSU I don't want to bet under. I can't bet LSU under. But no. Auburn is not the biggest over team going right now with what we've seen from them early in the season. So it's a little trickier to bet the LSU game over the total like I've done the last couple weeks, but I know I don't want the under. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, LSU with 10 straight overs. I think they've had – I think if it's just low 60s, it could still even get there. That defense is that bad. One thing, LSU, I think, wins at home, and you mentioned it. I want Freeze, not Kelly. As the coach too, is I don't lay points. I know even at home here with a bad defense that LSU has, there's just no way this is 12 and a half. The only problem here is Auburn. They don't have that offense. And Peyton Thorne is a thorn in my side. I know he played well, against last week against Georgia, but he can't throw it. He can run, kind of dual threat, but I don't know. Until they figure out a way to throw it, that's the only lone thing here. But I think to be able to run it on the ground in the trenches, they could push LSU around and, stay close in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I still got question marks. And it gives Hugh Freeze, an offensive-minded coach, time to design a game plan, with that extra time and off the bye week. That's why I think they could maybe have a better offensive game here against this, like I say, LSU defense that's being scored on by everybody right now. When they face them. So, yeah, definitely leaning Auburn, leaning over there in that game. Maybe not as bullish as I've been the last couple of weeks with LSU as far as betting against them in the over, but I'm still leaning that way with this game here.